So first things first, if you've seen this video, no you didn't. But for context, like I've posted this video some time ago, but I didn't really like the voiceover topic I made, so I've scrapped it and decided to talk about something else today. As to what we'll be talking about today, today I want to talk to you about my ceaseless fascination with watercolors. Now, as you'll see throughout this video, I'm not very good at painting with watercolors, and quite frankly, that's to be expected because this is only the second time I've painted with watercolor. But that said, I still really like it. I still enjoy it. I think the colors look really pretty, albeit for this video the colors are pretty only because of video editing, so let's be transparent for a moment here. And I admit, I think I'm slightly better than when I first started out. Like, I think there's some improvement in the way I'm doing things, but let's not get there for now. I want to talk about like my feelings on the act of painting, because for the longest time, as a mainly digital art girly, I was so turned off by the act of painting, right? Like, I thought it's just too tedious, right? I'm not very good at it, so I'm very insecure with painting, and therefore I didn't really like it. But sometimes, like in more recent times, I get this strange fascination of wanting to try painting. As frustrating as it can get, because, well, one, I suck, right? And like I said, there's this process of needing to get the water jar and activate the paints and do the sketches and all that shit. I still want to be good at painting, despite the fact that I'm not actually good at it. Right, like I want to genuinely reach master peak levels of painting. At first, I thought this urge to become better is because I feel like I need to be a quote-unquote real artist, in a sense. Like, in my head, some of the most brilliant artists I see, like on social media, on YouTube, work with watercolor. Like, they can create these gorgeous, like, colorful illustrations, like urban sketching, or just like straight up anime illustrations with tons of details and beautiful colors and lighting. And I just sort of feel like artist envy in that way. Or maybe it's just like a pain point of mine. Like I said, I'm not good at painting, and I have an ego, and I want to get good at painting, if only to like make myself feel better and get a confidence boost in that sense. I thought like I wanted to prove myself, and that's sort of why I feel this like stubborn urge, this stubborn impulse to keep painting. But then I realized, like, what's if this? Maybe I just like painting, right? What if I just genuinely enjoy painting? I never thought I would actually like it, right? That's why I never really just openly said I like painting. I'm impatient, I'm not good at it, but I enjoy it, which is really strange for me to say because I'm so motivated by numbers and all that crap, right? The process of like setting things up to me feels like a chore in some sense. But when you actually start painting, it's actually a lot of fun, right? So when it comes to like sketching and like mixing colors, it's not like a chore anymore. It's more of the things you need to do to get to the fun stuff, which is like putting colors on the page and seeing things layer up nicely. I think it's quite satisfying. I enjoy the process of like mixing colors to get it as close to the reference pictures as possible. Which, if you're curious about, my reference pictures that I'm painting off on screen now, these are pictures that I've taken myself on my morning commute to work. These pictures are from when I'm going to work. I have more pictures from when I was still in school. Like, I was on I would be on the train and I'll take pictures of random people. So now, like, the reason like why I've decided to just use my own self-taken reference pictures is because I think these pictures are really nice. Like, obviously I can just use pictures I find on Pinterest, but I feel like there's just something special about having your own references, especially these ones to me. Like, every morning on my way to wherever the hell I'm going, the sunlight would hit like people's faces in just the right way that it just tickles my brain. It makes people's skin like glow with this beautiful orange tone in a way. It makes their skin like more saturated. And my phone processes colors in a specific way that sort of just makes the colors pop. Like, not only does the skin look more saturated, but also the sky background, like the view we see outside. My phone would process the color of said view to be this absurdly bright baby blue color, and it just makes me so happy to see. I really want to render that baby blue color, but I don't think I have the right shade of blue to do it. But anyway, unrelated. Another quirk I realized is that whenever people wear spectacles, right, my phone would render like the reflection of these spectacles on people's skin to be this like pinkish color, which is this very delicate, subtle tone. And I love it. I find that it's a nice color contrast amidst all this orange on these people's faces. So where am I going with this, right? Okay, I've been rambling a lot, I've just realized. I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna try and like connect this all together. So I've mentioned a lot about like wanting to paint because I like it, because I want to challenge myself, and also just recently I've talked about like the gorgeous colors that I see every morning, right? So to link these all together, I want to tell you about a pipe dream that I have, right? And this pipe dream involves taking these smaller studies, right? Like of people and lighting and of like whatever reference pictures I have. Okay, the goal is to take these things like that and sort of blow them up and turn them into dedicated paintings, like A5 size paintings. Right now, these studies you're seeing on screen now are actually really small. Like, they're literally the size of my hand. And the goal is I want to explore these colors more and really get in more subtle value shifts and colors, right? I want to do that. I want to create more detailed pieces. I want to create more colorful pieces with loose washes. I want to see like how far I can push myself, like these colors and my anatomy skills, because I don't usually like drawing big traditional mediums because I feel very intimidated. I'm not the best at drawing if you don't look at my digital art girliness. So I just want to see like how far I can push things, how far I can go out of my comfort zone to paint something I genuinely enjoy. If these work out, I think the pieces would be really pretty, and they'll be very lovely to look at. And I think it'll just be a really nice tribute to my daily life in a way. Like, wow, my life is actually really beautiful. My delusional ass says, as I try not to crumble at the prospect of being a corporate slave. Yay! If that turns into a video, I'll let you know. I realize I still have like quite some time left on this video, and I don't really like writing scripts nowadays. I feel like it's kind of boring because I want like my videos to be more on the chatty side where I just ramble a little bit while still keeping to some sort of point. So I'm gonna try out this new style of voiceover now. I promise I'll get more coherent as I practice more, yada yada yada. But I think at the start I talked about the fact that I like painting, but I never actually explained why beyond just merely alluding to it. So let me elaborate on that now. Like I said before, I've only really painted seriously twice, but those moments really left an impression of me. Like, Sorry, ambulance. Okay, but these moments left quite an impression on me, like so magnificent that I decided to make content out of it. So let me elaborate more, right? I really enjoy like pulling up my watercolor palette and seeing like how every color I chose for this palette just looks so perfect together, like little blocks of candy. For context, like you saw my watercolor palette at the beginning of this video where I have like I think 12 colors. Wait, let me pull it up and count for you, like how many colors do I have. So I have vermilion red, cadmium orange, cadmium yellow, so there's 3 already, 4 lemon yellow, 5 sap green, 6 emerald green, 7 ultramarine blue, 8 Prussian blue, 9 dioxin purple, 10 mauve. Yeah, it's this purple color. That's the 10th color. 11 is this pinkish color. Don't know what it's called. 11. And this is pinkish color. And then 12 is brown. It's this dark brown color. It's called light red, but I don't fucking believe that. And the 12th or 13th color is this, what? I don't know. This brownish yellow color. That's used for skin tones. I swear the colors off the top of my head, but I don't remember now. But yeah, so I picked all these colors myself as I was like shopping one day, and I'm just so happy with the way every color just looks so perfect together, especially when seen in the sunlight. I love the process of thinking like which 2 of these colors go perfect together to create like the colors that I want. It's an interesting thought, right? It's a thought process of like thinking of how to layer things properly, like how color relativity makes each shade look the way I want to look. In terms of layering, like I mentioned this in my previous video on watercolors, like every layer you add sort of acts as a multiply layer that darkens the colors below. So it's quite the experiment for me to think like, okay, how do I layer these colors properly such that I get the values that I want, I get the color transitions that I want, and I also, you know, make sure it doesn't go too absurd. Because for me, like in digital art, I love using a lot of layers. So when it comes to watercolors, I really have to sort of parse it down a bit more and be more thoughtful the way I'm doing things. I think this like thoughtfulness of wanting things to be as minimal as possible, to be as intentional as possible, even change the way I use layers in my digital art, which I think is quite interesting, how there's this like cross-pollination of thought processes when working with different mediums. But deep stuff aside, one of my favorite things to do, right, is mixing ultramarine blue to any sort of orange, more specifically my beautiful cadmium orange, yeah, to create like this dark shadows that you're seeing on the screen now in this particular illustration, this study. I love the way it looks like grapes. It's such a deep color. It makes me so happy to see it. And as for these studies specifically, I also really enjoy mixing up these like yellowish orangey hues for the highlights, which is mainly just lemon yellow. And then there's the mixing palette itself, OMG. So I use like a really cheap mixing palette from Daiso. It's this plastic white palette, right? But I have not washed it. That sounds disgusting, but I don't wash my palette. The reason why is because I love seeing the way like colors transition from like across painting sessions. So like at the start when the palette's clean, every color you put on it is like default from the pan, right? It's really bright and saturated. But as the painting session goes on, you see the colors sort of change and morph. So I love how my mixing palette just contains so many different types of colors, like how it transitions from like orangey to greenish to brown and different shades of blue. And as the painting session goes, I really find it satisfying to see how how the different sections of the mixing palette sort of just morph and change in color. I think that's very lovely in a way. And yeah, that's all I have to say for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. I know this voiceover was really trash, because I'm lazy to write a script, and the paintings right now aren't very good, but definitely better from my previous video. Like I said, I hope I actually manifest my lifelong dream of making those watercolor paintings, and as per my YouTube content creator self, I hope that you stick around to watch that happen. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end, and I hope to see you around. Take care of yourself and see you. Bye bye.